Hey Marwa, you coming to the fair on Friday?
I'm not sure. I might have work on that day.
You might have work? Well, it's Friday, so do you have at least a lunch break? Because if you have a lunch break between 11 and 3, there's an opportunity for you to meet with folks virtually. So that means you can find a sliver of time that's convenient to you, and you can meet with them for 8-minute slots.
Well, I do, but I don't know who's coming to the job fair.
Well, I mean, that's why we gave you this nice list. I've been sending the emails. You can it's just one click away, and you can see who's coming and what they're recruiting for.
But I don't think I'm ready to come to the job fair. How do I introduce myself? I don't even have a resume ready.
Well, at a job fair, you're actually skipping a step. Normally, you apply for a job and wait to find out if they're going to meet with you. Now, you automatically know they will. So your presentation about who you are is more important than the resume. The resume is actually backing you up on that day. There is an opportunity, however, for you to quickly put your resume together. We have a new system that will allow you to do that, and you've gotten all that information in the email. That is actually called hiration. Now, you said something also about talking. How do you sort of introduce yourself? Well, there's a thing called an elevator pitch, which we've sort of put together few steps for you to do that. You're basically saying your name, your major, what you're trying to get into, and some experience that you think connects well with that particular company. Now, you don't have to do perfect, but you got to do your best, right? Most people do better the second time they do something, but you can't get a second time without a first time. So if this is your first time, just try your best.
But I don't even know if I'm going to get a chance at getting a job or an internship afterwards.
Well, that's why we said the game of life is all about practice, right? You get a chance to talk to up to 50 recruiters on that day. Does it work out? Maybe. Maybe it's just a practice that allows you to get it the next time. Maybe if you stay in contact with them, that after a year or so, you feel like, hey, I've got some more experience. Let me contact that recruiter I talked to at the fair, and your experience now allows you to get a position next summer that you couldn't get this summer.
Let's say there's a chance I join in the job fair.
Hope you do. Mm-hmm.
Do I have to turn on my camera, and what do I wear?
Well, turning on the camera is important because the idea is they are resonating with you. And so when you turn your camera on, you're making that eye contact, it's going to be why they actually came to the fair, so they can actually chance to meet you as much as possible. In terms of what to wear, we do want you to dress up. Now that means either business professional or business casual. I have sent links of what that sort of looks like, but you are dressing up a bit because it is a special type of meeting. Now, should you wear the top and the bottom? Yes, you should wear the whole getup. Now, even though they only will see you from the top half, it's possible that you'll have to get up, right? And the dressing up most of the time when we ask students to dress up for these types of events, it's more for the student than actually the recruiter. Because when you wear pajamas, you don't walk around or carry yourself the way you do when you're wearing a suit or dressed up. You just don't. So it's part of it, sort of the way you carry yourself, the mentality you have. It just tells you that this is like a serious or important thing, and that's why it's helpful for you to dress up.
Well, lucky for you, I like to dress up.
Hey, good for us,
so
good for the recruiter.
Just the way I am.
Well, just the way you are. A sweater. This actually looks like something that you could wear to the fair. I might wear a jacket on top of it because it's a sleeveless, personally. But if you wore this, you would have a fine time talking to recruiters on the fair.
On what topics should I do my research on for the job fair?
That's a great. You should go to the About section in most of the different company websites, and that will tell you sort of what their mission statements are. And then also you may want to just get a peek at what those open positions, the job descriptions look like. Because then when you're talking to a recruiter, potentially doing your elevator pitch or your intro, you can sort of throw in something that will allow them to see that you are well connected to the positions that they're actually recruiting for on that day. The main objective is to have fun, right? You came to college, you have 4 years of experience, and you're soaking up the experiences, one of which is how to prepare for your future career, that dream job. And many times your dream job starts with your dream internship, because employers are looking for you to have experience in the field that you intend to go into, not just graduate and then you think that you want to do it. They want you to have some proof, and also do you have some feedback that you're actually good at what you say that you want to do.
Is it guaranteed that I get a fun job after the job fair?
Is it a guarantee that you do what?
I get a fun job after the job.
Ah, well, as we all know in life, fun is up to you to decide what's fun, right? And I can tell you that sometimes people have more fun because they allow themselves to learn from their mistakes. Sometimes they don't have fun because they might deal with a setback or the supervisor gives them some feedback they don't like so much and they think that they're not having a good time. That is a great opportunity to take the feedback, improve, and then the point is you might have fun after when you're thinking about, wow, look at all the progress that I made. Or that job allows you to get closer to another job that you don't want to get to. Because sometimes students, they're doing jobs that they think are not what they really, really want to get to into the future. But most jobs aren't 100% different than any job. So what your job to do is figure out, even if it's 10, 15% of the job that is connected to what you're trying to get to in the future, you make sure that you have improved that as much as possible. And then also see, even if it's not something that you're super excited about, it's something that you need, right? Because just like you're taking courses sometimes and the requirements are things like, oh, I gotta take this class, I don't really wanna take that class, but it's required for you to get to the next stage. For the jobs you're trying to get into a future, they might say, you need to know this program. They want you to have this type of experience. So you're trying to build those things in along the way.
So that goes into research as well.
Yeah, I mean, that goes to research for the future, right? So yes, you're thinking about what's happening now, but if you intend to graduate in a few years, you should sort of find out what you need to get the job in, let's say, 2 or 3 years when you graduate, and then work backwards to make sure that you've built your resume with some of those experiences.
What happens after the job fair?
Well, now it's your time to think about who you actually met with and who you want to follow up with, right? Because at the end of any business meeting, people shake hands or, affirm to each other that it was nice meeting with you. Well, is that true or is that just a pleasantry? When a person goes the next step in sending a thank you follow-up email, it sort of reiterates that they really did enjoy the meeting and they're interested in that position. So your job is to send a short thank you note to each individual that you are interested in working with in the future, and the best thank you note does sort of add some elements of what you guys talked about in the actual 8-minute conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.